Hi, so we're going to talk about making masks right now. So we have in the attached links, we have 3 different patterns. You will see in the largest size, which is an adult male pattern, and there is a women and teens, children and toddlers. So the steps are the same no matter what size you're making. The only thing to note is that for each of these, you will need a main body pattern and a filter insert pocket. So for each piece, you need 2 of your main fabric and 2 of lining, both is the same. So each of these does have a 0.25 inch seam allowance already included, so you don't need to worry about that. So basically we're just going to start from however you normally cut your patterns, just cut them out. If you don't have a printer, you can just print the item on your screen. You will see a version on our site that does have that 1 inch measurement, so you can just trace it if for some reason you don't have a printer. So just getting started, all we're going to do for each of these pieces, we're just going to lay them out flat. This will be your main body, and this will be your filtration pocket. So I'm going to ask you, each of you, is just to stitch this area. So we're going to put these on top of each other, good sides in. So back like that, and we will stitch along this, and of course we're just going to duplicate this for the filtration pocket as well. Okay, so what you're going to get is you've stitched along here. Now, I have used a serger. That's just because that's what I have at home. There's no problems with using the sewing machine whatsoever. So you're just going to press those out. And of course, you may notice a difference in my fabric. The earlier fabric I chose wasn't quite as heat resistant. That's an important thing. Make sure you boil test your fabric. That helps with shrink and making sure that these can stand up for repeated reuse. So what you're going to do now is just after you've got these, if you just press them out, and I find it's not required, but I do tend to top stitch this area because I find it makes it just a better looking mask. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so we've top stitched the front of our mask, that's our lining, and so we have our filtration pocket. So what we're going to do here with this, we're going to put it wrong side out again, flip it over. If you're using a serger, just serge along these seams. If you're using the same for a regular sewing machine, so you're going to stitch here, and same for the other side. Okay, so for our filter pocket, you're going to want to press that out just like that. Don't remember your seams too much on this part because they're going to be hidden and completely sealed inwards. So that's your final filter pocket. Looks like that. That's what's going to face you. So from your lining, you're going to want to just take that and layer these together. Now, I haven't trimmed my edges because I am going to serge this, so it's going to do my trimming for me. So what I recommend doing here is just pinning this layer to this piece. Really helps with the shifting. And then you're going to take your top level mask piece and you're just going to layer that over top. And you're going to put that like that. So your first step is just going to be to stitch the entire top to bottom, and that's going to seal in your pocket. Similarly, once you're going to line up the bottom as well and stitch your whole top and your whole bottom together. Okay, so we have folded, we have serged the inside. Now, of course, again, same thing with the sewing machines. We look the exact same. You just probably want to clean up your edges a bit at this point. So all you'd really do at this point, you're going to flip this thing inside out. And of course, you're going to flip it into the pocket. Maybe that's backwards. Oop. And you may do exactly the same thing I did. Flip it the wrong way. That's okay. Just flip it the right way around. And what you have here is a mask. So you're going to want to press this out. And so I'm just going to iron this out. It'll look a little bit cleaner. And so it's going to look like that right now. Okay, so this is the basic body of your mask. You've pressed it out at this point, and you have your spot for your filtration pocket. And so what you're going to do, now you're going to set it up for elastic. If you're using a serger, I would just make sure that these are the same size, trim it up, and I would serge each side, and then I would fold it over and just top stitch it with a sewing machine. So I'm going to do for mine. If you're using a conventional sewing machine, I would recommend that you press and then turn and then top stitch. So that will just give you a pocket for where we're going to put the elastic in the final step. So if you're serging, your mask is going to look like this at this point. So you're just going to flip this down just like that, and you're going to stitch with just leaving enough room for an elastic to be inserted in the final step. Okay, so now we're going to feed the elastic into the mask. This isn't the elastic I normally would have chosen. It's just that we are currently experiencing shortages of elastic, so we do have some proper stuff sorted, and this mask is only for demonstration purposes and won't be used, but I just wanted to get this video recorded for our community. So we just take the elastic, and you're going to use a single continuous loop of elastic. So you would just take it like that. You're going to flip your mask over on the other side, and you're just going to configure this. So what we found it better was to clip your elastic once you get a sense of the size of people whom you are making masks for, to get the length, because each are different. So you just want to pull this here. So you've got your elastics, and find your edges, just pull it in. So your elastic, you would just bring it about like that, and you can feed in that knot into your side piece. Now, if you wanted to, I mean, it doesn't really matter, you can leave it out. Some people do prefer to tuck them inside and then just sew them, just so it's cleaner. But whatever works for you and your time constraints. So there you have it. That's what a mask would look like. Now, in some markets, they do have HEPA filters. So using a HEPA household filter, that's what they're inserting into these pockets, or you can actually get charcoal filters. In some markets, it's quite not possible at this point due to supply. And so what people are using are, this is a dried up piece of a Lysol wipe. So what they're just doing is, for added protection, they are inserting these into the pockets and spreading them out as a form of added filtration at this point. So there you have it.